Hi, this is Mia. This is early AM. Got a toothache on let's see, Friday. I think yesterday I thought I recall, but I'm not sure that I titled something multiple streams of income. I thought I wrote that on something. Um, so doing notary work, I wanted to do some more talks on that. I need to make not screenshot. What am I talking about? Playlist that's because I have my personal playlists that are private on YouTube, and I need to put on the playlist for the uploads so that you guys can find it, since I have way more topics. A lot of it is not a lot of it. A lot of it I wish that I had actually posted is preparedness minded. So I wanted to talk some about kind of blend that in. There's your own regular life. Like one time this happened more than once, but one particular time my wallet went missing. My kid was going to have surgery. I guess luckily they already had the insurance cards on file. That was at 4 a.m. or something. We had to be at the hospital. He was having dental surgery when he was 3, and I didn't have any money, or at the time we were homeless. We were literally homeless, and we didn't have a food stamp card. So I had to go wait in a long line in Portland, Oregon. If you guys are from Portland, and was it Southeast Powell and what's now known as Cesar Chavez was called, was it 39th? I can't remember. So I'm supposed to be going back and forth between Oregon and here for work and family. But anyways, so speaking of that, I have more than one job, partly because I haven't gotten, okay, I've gotten paid once as a notary this last big chunk of signings I've done. And one person is a direct from a real estate agent out of state. This is the second job I've done, and both times he split the payment in half. And the last time I had the payment, I was like, okay, that's okay for out of town. I had to go out of town for the signing. So about at least an hour of driving. That was round trip. It ended up being shorter because the person happened to be in town. I'm so glad. I think my phone was broken that day. And did they call my office home phone that I don't necessarily, I didn't actually need to start checking messages on that. People are starting to call. I got a job offer on that phone, and I was like, this is an alternate. I put it as an alternate number or an extra number, not my main number, and that's creeping me out. So I got to start changing the message for my business and the residential, because this is actually a mixed-use place. It should just be used as, it should be set up so I don't have to pay extra money for an outside rental. Although I kind of prefer just to have, I mean, I said yesterday, have my office. So I'm also a naturopathic doctor. I don't have a lot of patients, and I do have patients there. Everybody's complex, but my other patients say, yeah, the doctor comes in, and I'm a patient too, because I don't have naturopaths treating me. But you go in, you go out. You say you have a cough. While you were talking, I just didn't listen. I just filled out a bunch of prescriptions. They'll be ready within the hour. Bye. And like, did you realize that it's just a cough? Like, I could have swallowed a Matchbox car. You're giving me prescriptions for antibiotics for pneumonia, and I haven't been sick or feverish or, I have allergies, all right? I've had a chronic cough for 13 years, maybe antibiotic, like, so it's like, oh, but I also have a toothache, or I also have this pain. Well, we can't really address that pain, but I need my labs, but well, we'll have somebody set you up an appointment for that other stuff, a separate appointment. Or we'll just, I guess if you come in for the neck pain, they'll throw down a referral out to physical therapy and all this. So anyways, back to the notary. I have different jobs, so I always told someone yesterday, like, I want an office space so I know that I have my notary equipment or my medical equipment, my tables, my desk, my printer. Like, I was like, why can't I do that from home? Home-based business, office buildings, work from home, telework, remote online notary we need to go through, guys. I told you yesterday, in yesterday's video, to do the views of Griffin Notary. Now, I also do reselling. I used to sell at least $1,000 a year. That's not much. That's $100 or $200 a month. Sometimes that's more than I get for being a doctor, literally, because insurance has denied all of my claims except for one from last November. So the same with notary. The refi boom went down, then the loan mods went up. The regular people are selling properties that they straight own. They call them investment properties, but when you hear them talk to people around, it sounds like they had a property to live or vacation at or to retire at. If they see that housing price so high, the land price, they're just like, it's a good time to sell. It's like, yeah, you could sell your house, or that's your second house, third house, fourth house. You could sell your house, but how are you going to replace it with, especially in that area, it's going to be that price or higher, most likely. Especially if they got a deal, they can charge a fair market. They can charge what they want. They can get fair market for it versus, like, the same thing if someone has a mortgage next door that's selling it. But yeah, anyways, that's a different story. Actually, it's not a different story because you can get repeat customers. I got a customer yesterday. I had swapped appointments with my partner. We had medical appointments one after another. I didn't even know until yesterday. And he needed to do something that was optional, and I needed to do some other stuff. And I ended up getting a call. I would have been an appointment from 10:30, 11:30 on telehealth, but I switched it to 11:30 to 12:30. It's pushed my day up, pushed my day later, and it swapped it around. And at 11:17, the phone rings, and I answer it, and it's for a local signing, urgent. I said I have an appointment until about 12:30. I was like, how many pages? She's like, about 10. I said, okay, because I'm trying to think about, I have other appointments in the day. I have a different job. I work part-time that's supposed to be not late at night, but I've been getting home really late, like after 9, and it's ridiculous. But anyways, I would have missed that call, and they would have gone on to the next person. They might not have found the next person. I found out through the events that it was an urgent. The docs had to be in the state, signed by today. And I thought that the postal suites here closed or got picked up at 3:30, and I was like, I still had to go and get the color copy of the ID. They had said during the appointment, they sent, or right when the appointment, I don't know, sometime they said that we're going to send you the documents in 10 minutes, but then I had my appointment, so I didn't really check my email. I said I need the address and the person, the signer's phone number, because they were kind of taking me on a wild goose chase. It wasn't at their house. It's at someone else's house. I'm like, this person might be doing lunch break, or they said after 1. I said, yeah, tell them I'll be there after 1. She's like, I'm going to tell them 1-ish, because I'm thinking my appointment's going to be till 12:30. I can hang out. I think I'd already took a shower, washed my hair, grab the paper, print the papers, double check them. I said, make sure he has this ID, because again, I was thinking he's at his job site. Most people bring their driver's license and stuff, but you never know. We needed someone as a witness. What else? When I first started doing loan signing, not in general notary, when I started doing loan signings about a year ago, they had the signing companies, and maybe even title, would already have the appointment like set in stone. 12:30, this house, these are the signers. They're waiting for you. So you show up. Now, a lot of them are saying you need to confirm these appointments. You need to set the appointment. you need to do the appointment between 8 and 12. Like, one on Saturday, the other day was between, I think it said 8 and 11. And I contacted, we're playing phone tag. She goes, yeah, just let me know when you're on your way. And I had a meeting from 9 to 10 on Saturday. I was tired, guys. I worked too many jobs, and I had like not put in this portal the confirmed time, so I think it said that I needed to do something. Maybe I had to scan the docs within 75 minutes of the appointment time. So the AI is thinking that I was doing an appointment at 8 or something, and that I needed to have the document scanned in what, by 9:15 or whatever, 9:25. Anyways, I was like, I'm not even at the house, and I had another job. Let me pause this because I have this laundry thing that's really noisy. I try to do it before the business downstairs opens. Hold on. So, people will tell you that you can, again, watch Griffin Notary. I like to plug some people's channels, even sometimes later. I don't like certain things they say. For reselling, I used to watch Casey, the Rockstar Flipper. I think it was just called Rockstar Flipper. Yeah, all one word, because there's some spoof fake accounts, and there's Nicole State had taken her stuff down. People didn't like this. These two are for reselling. Griffin Notary's for notary. I'm just giving you an example. I was watching these videos a long time ago, and I had lost my job, and I had an eBay account because it's called Orange Fuzzy 2012, and I guess I opened it in 2012. I don't know. And I lost a job in 2015, the end of October 2015, or September, October, around my birthday, and I couldn't get a job worth the life of me. I have 17 years of education. I have multiple degrees and certificates. I couldn't get a job. I was self-employed as a doctor. I couldn't get any patients for the life of me. When I got one patient, I sent my bills all over to different Medicaids, and I couldn't figure out which one. So I started selling my personal items, and it was real hard, and I have a lot of clutter because I have this fear of losing things and being so poor that I can't replace it. Oh, that sweater doesn't fit that well. Well, you know what? It's cold. You might not pay the heat, or you can't afford it to keep it high. You might need to wear that sweater. Normal people, even if you got to go to Marshall's or go to the clearance aisle of Kohl's and get yourself a $7 sweater in spring, like one that's out of season, but $7, $10, $3 is too much when you have no money and you're a single parent. So I had this hoarding of these items. I said, I had a big weight fluctuation, so I had said, let me start selling this stuff. So I saw this channel before called My Great Challenge, and there's a woman in New Jersey, a married mother with pets, who starts selling her stuff from her curio cabinets. I don't know if they're actually in the curio. She does have cabinets. She started, 1, 2, or 3 videos, real nice, simple, about how you take the items, clean them up if they need to be cleaned, but make it look nice on a nice table with a clean background, show your house is clean, take the pictures from these different angles, the measurements, post them on. She was doing eBay at that time. Now she's got a Etsy, Frenchie and Tubby or something, and her name's Sophia, and she even did the video on how to make the listing. So how to do the pictures, how to do the listings, and how to type in, and then how to do the specific wrapping. Most of her stuff is very fragile and old. She goes dumpster diving, not really dumpster diving, but she goes to up and down the streets in New Jersey, the suburbs of New York City, and she goes to certain neighborhoods, and she comes home with, I swear, like $1 million worth of stuff. She used to pick up Ethan Allen furniture and stuff for herself. She started hoarding that, and then she's like, I gotta let it go. But now she gets this just crystal and different items. I don't watch her stuff as much. So the point is, when I started watching her, she had also lost a job and had to sell her favorite items. She had a little nun, I remember. And I had started watching her because we had inspection in low-income housing, and I wrote how to clean the house clean fast, and she had a bunch of Saturday and Sunday morning house cleaning. She has like a 4-story house, kitchen, the whole house, and she would have these videos, and it got me talking about me trying to clean up my house. I didn't necessarily have a camera or a tripod or anything, just a computer, so I didn't really take you guys along with me. But I checked in, and that checking in, hearing my own voice, got me to get some stability with my thinking, so I can get some of this work done. Now, when you're working a bunch of jobs, and you're up all day and all night, and you're just finished med school, and you got all these inspections, and you're already messy like I am, shoot, you need a real miracle, because your house is not going to be like your neighbors who are on welfare and you've got home 24/7 with everyone and their sister coming over to help each other clean. You get compared to, you look at your house like, what is your problem? Like, what's your problem? I'm working 10 jobs and you're on welfare. That's my problem. And my rent is like $1,800 more expensive than yours. So your $200 rent, I mean, you're getting that literally selling pancakes, like, out of your front porch. Like, people sell rotten fruit, or like old stuff from stores, like, literally, like, I don't know. I could be doing that. I have an LLC. I got packages coming and going. How do I know that they're not legitimate? Like, it's not my business. They're selling. Like, I got my LLC. I pay my taxes. I got my liability insurance. So back to Notary. I want to just do a brief talk about some change. Not changes. Good. Some new signings for me. I did my first hospital signing. Last time I got called to do hospital, I said, yeah, I could set up my remote online notary because I'm approved through the state, but I didn't want to pay the fees. And at the time, and still I can afford the $100 or so digital stamp. I couldn't afford the setup fee. What was it, $200 something for, it's either one time or once a year, like, just, and then you have either that fee for the year or a monthly fee. Some of them are charging, what, $25 a notarial act. In Maryland, you can charge $4 to your customer for general notary for notarial act. And because you're doing it online, you get to pay. Someone needs two notarial acts tomorrow. Are you going to pay $350 to set up to do that? Maybe. Because you're going to be able to use it again. But are you going to pay $25? $50 you paid out of your pocket, and you got $8 from them. And then how are you going to accept the payments and stuff? I do have some different payments. I need to change my bank accounts seriously. Look into more accounts, credit unions, or low cost. I can't be having $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 minimum in an account to keep from getting a $25 removed from my account every month, maintenance fee. Like, I need that money. I don't want to spend up all my money, but I need to be able to keep $100 or $200 buffer in there and be able to. When I had COVID for 3 weeks, I didn't do any signings. I was scared, and then I had lost touch with it. I had a bunch of calls. I said, I'm not available right now because I'm sick. I'm not available right now because I'm sick. So that the calls stop, because they get you here and there, and they, oh yeah, she answers the phone. Oh yeah, she sends the paperwork back. Oh yeah. And then, like, oh, she's not available. Let's go on to this person who lives 2 miles from her. Oh, that person's good. Now we're going to call her every time. Text her and email her. So then I got out of touch with that. I did my first signings 3 in 1 week. I haven't got paid a penny for one. I want to tell you later that the $60 one was a very low wage fee. The papers were all screwed up. It's not my fault. I sat there when they told me that he did the same exact papers multiple times and they all got denied. I know part of the problem. I emailed them. So I want to talk about that later. And then they put on my fee 0 because the town or the county rejected the papers. I know why the county, if you read their 21 pages of instructions, all bold, they get bold and color and red and green, and it's like, and some of the most important instructions were like number 20, and I was like, You get to be where you're reading it and then you go home and you're like, oh shoot, I did something weird. But I told the person who assigned me, there's something not right. That's not matching your instructions. And they're like yelling at you like, you need to follow the instructions. And you need to drop this off at a FedEx place, not a Dropbox or a Walgreens. I was like, I gotta drive over an hour either direction. It's the closest FedEx place. I was like, you all are paying me $60 for this signing? That I already said was wrong. Then they knew something was wrong because they postponed it. Anyways, I wasn't going to go into that. So I haven't got paid a penny except for this direct one. They pay me half when they actually FedExed me the documents. And then so there's some original stuff in there that they had for the client. And they sent me the other check I got 2 days ago in the mail. And be careful at first FedEx. I got a FedEx package, Walmart or something on the back porch, which is like a fire escape. And it was windy that day, I remember. And I had an envelope next day air that was supposed to get air or express. And they did not deliver it. I don't know if it's a delivery attempt. I was like, it could be a different driver. I was like, you all didn't deliver it. You didn't attempt. And I ended up typing in that I will receive it at Walgreens pickup. And then that adds an extra day. So it's supposed to take 24 hours. It's taking like 72 hours. For this type of document, there was not it was a real estate transaction, but because it wasn't insurance or title, I don't know about title, but it wasn't insurance for mortgage, there was not a deadline. The refis, loan mods, all those have deadlines. Some of them, the papers are drawn up where the title has to sign it that next day. Like yesterday, it said 24th on the papers, and then the other papers at 25th with the title company's signatures, our spot for their signatures, and the signer. I mean the buyer, the other signer. What else? I hope I did those documents right. I'm all paranoid thinking about it. I don't like those rush ones, so you should add a couple dollars. Some people are good at adding extra mileage. Hospital, semi-direct is not from title, but it's from a real estate agent. There's real estate agents. Like, if I got on a map, there's probably 10 in this distance that I could walk less than a quarter of a mile. I'm not even joking. We used to walk up and down these streets at night. 1, 2, 3, right in a row. Like, they're literally next door neighbors. There's one right in the back of that parking lot. There's one right here on the other side of that parking lot. And then there's more all over. I don't pay attention to other ones because I'm more where I am located. But yeah, we used to walk. So how do they do it? I want to become a real estate agent so badly, guys. The only thing that's stopping me is my money. I've been getting calls about doing insurance in this town, and they want to try to bring on another person. I found out you need to be under a broker. You can't just become an agent. I guess, I don't know how you can become a broker too if you have to do it. So I'm just concerned the class was $300-something, or the pre-class, and I have the testing, and then who knows, just like Notary and loan signing for Maryland, you got to do the test, and I signed up for NNA, background check, all that stuff. The first hospital one, the first one where they refused to pay, I got a check from someone that refused to pay me for something because the dates were all weird, the name spelling was all different throughout the documents. I could never get a hold of the signer. His reception called, his coworker at his business called, his wife called. I didn't get a hold of him. And they gave me the documents well in like a week in advance. And it was a mess. Like, there's just too many red flags there. And they sent me a text the next day like, no, we're not paying you a print fee. We found someone who's been in the business over 12 years who had no problem signing the documents. Well, I heard people that have been here for 12 years. I'm going to tell you this and think about if there's any more new types of situations I've been in. There's people that don't keep a journal. There's people that go through just have the people, just bring the papers for them to sign their name. Say it's a 200 pages, they'll bring like 13 pages for people to sign. And someone was lying and telling people. These people were loan signing agents that had people like this come to their house and say, hey, all the companies are telling us not to bring the whole pack because of COVID. So I'm only having you sign your signature, and I'll go back and put the packet back together and stamp and date and fill the rest out. I was like, no. We're all loan signing agents. I haven't heard anybody say that. The only thing I heard, someone try to demand that I only print one copy of the documents. What happens if the dog chews it up? What happens if you spill coffee? What happens if you sign the wrong thing? Hey, that's easy. You can put a line through it. If you have that second copy, it's way easy to flip them out, switch them out, and have a nice, clean, legal document without about scribbles all over it. Sometimes people sign, the witness will sign 2 minutes. Like I've had people do this where they had their witness come over that was just too hyper. Like this one lady's like, I know everything. I've done this so many times. Oh yeah, blah 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 blah. I'm the master of real estate transactions. I was like, good for you. The signers. I think I was going along. I think we were passing them in a circle, and I also when I started had the original documents in the signer's copy that I was leaving because I was told to, and if they were on page 13, I'd probably be on page 13. So while they're reading like page 7 to 13 or 1 through 13, and I'm looking through to making sure there's no other blanks that I didn't flag and going through that page. It's like, oh, here's where the witness. So I will pass it like signer 1, the wife, signer 2, the husband, witness. So while I'm sitting here being like, okay, right here on this page, the witness is going to watch you choose sign, and then I'll be one witness. And they had already passed the documents to the witness because they didn't feel like reading the transaction. They didn't feel like reading all the fine print while I was. And because sometimes instructions are embedded in weird spots, even like in the middle of documents. And she had already like signed like multiple lines or something. I don't know what she did. And she's like, oh, I'm just like, it's not my job to explain the documents, but I can say who's to sign where, or sign here and print here, and let me get your ID first. Let me get your, I don't always take the witness's ID, but I try to have them put their name in my book with their signature. So if any question comes about, I want that. I used to take their address or their ID. I definitely want their printed name. Some documents don't have they just have a sign for the witness. They don't have a place to print their name under it. And you're not supposed to make it up and be a lawyer or a title company, but sometimes I feel like you just gotta scribble. I feel like someone should have a printed, which is you're not supposed to change the documents as a notary. So if you have their printed name, if someone calls you and says, oh my God, this state requires a printing of the name under it, if they're able to print it. It doesn't have to be, a lot of stuff that signers have to sign and date themselves. But if there was like a state missing, or if I left my chip pick off or something, they maybe could call and say, like I had someone say, oh, don't worry about that page, don't worry about that page, don't worry, we'll fill that out when we get it. I was like, that's weird, it's going to be a different date. Honestly, the signing outside was halfway outdoors and halfway indoors, so I saved the paper that he needed to sign for when the witness was available. She thought I was a caregiver. Apparently the caregiver was also African American, and she kept calling me by that name. And I saw a caregiver in the living room. I was like, is that her? Because she don't look like me. But to this older white woman, I think we all look the same. So be careful of that. I'm not used to the South. I grew up in Michigan. There's passive-aggressive racist in Oregon and Michigan. But there's people, and that's not always racist, but it's like we're the help. Like, they don't know that I'm a doctor. Just doing loan signing on the side. Even if I make it as a doctor, my loans and my interest are so high that I still have to work these jobs. Someone's like, if you got $1 million, would you still work those jobs? I'm like, yes, and then some. So if you go look at Griffith Notary Works, Look at his inspection videos. Let me just tell you that. That's what's going to happen with the loan signing, or sorry, the reselling on eBay and stuff. Everyone's going to watch those videos. Everyone's going to sign up for the same things. So the correlation between notary and loan signing, he has some videos on that I watched yesterday or listened while I was driving about, part of it's about setting up a website and what to put on the website and what information. I like that. Everyone's going to do, because he's like, oh, everyone always has these keywords on their website, and what about the SEO? What about people coming, your friends and family hitting your website to push it up in the matrix? Ooh, Freudian slip. And it's like you're in the matrix. The matrix got you, Neo. Follow the right rabbit. So I was doing a correlation between the loan signing and medical provider. I'm also a doula. I want to set up for insurance too, because I feel like then I'd actually get some more jobs doing that. You'd have all of these companies, not even companies, but platforms, because I don't even know, but when you get any jobs, go back through your emails, go back through your links. Is it Notary to go? Is it blah, blah, blah? I don't know. So people were signing up for 100 of these. They say, sign up for 100. You're not getting any calls, sign up for 100. It's that one that you have to get in. First of the month, you got to get in and take a test and get a passing score. And if they take the first, 100 or 200 people, I can't remember. It was in my calendar. Sign up for that one. I've only got like 2 or 3 calls. They send out blasts. Some people get direct calls from that one, but there's people moving from the other side of the bridge over here to do loan signing. So be careful, guys. If your area, if you're like me and you work a different job, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, that's when I'm getting most of the calls for. Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. Hardly any Mondays. I feel like they come in with a list, the title or signing company. Okay, we got to do these by this date. Let's start working on documents. Like, they're not like us, like doing 24/7, Sunday, Saturdays, this day, at 8 a.m., 9 at night, blah, 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 blah. It's like, you can pay me more for 9 at night? No. You said you're a 24-hour mobile notary. I was like, yeah, and there's different pay. If you're general, you gotta charge the same. Doesn't matter. They're not gonna give you any extra money. If it takes you 10 hours at the hospital to do a POA, you're not getting an extra penny because you're gonna charge $4. They were gonna up it to $5. What happened to that? Anyways, the correlation is signing up for these companies, being a doctor, signing up for insurance, and then it changes based on the region, the state, the type of care you're giving or able to give. So look at the different rules. I stopped signing up for notary places. I need to go in because several I'm saying yes, and they say you're missing your E&O insurance documentation, your background check, and your TIPIC loan signing agent stuff. Because I think I also took a loan signing class to the NNA and pass that too, but I had to do the state-specific here, the pre-class, the pre-test, and then the two state tests. I believe they merged those into one. I stopped signing up because the phones were ringing off the hook. Nobody was calling me to be a doctor. Nobody was calling for general notary. People say, do all this general notary work, get good at being a notary, then do loan signing. Those people was talking about nationwide, where you don't need the TIPIC, like here. I think there's 3 states that need specific documentation. A lot of signing services want you to have the NNA. Someone called and say, oh, when you do your state test and you get passed, you need to sign up with NNA because we only accept NNA people. That's kind of sucks because it's not a state requirement, but they want you to have some sort of education, guys. Come on, like, if you want to do your taxes like I am, that's due in like 2 weeks, and I'm doing everyone else in my family. Oh my gosh. This is the first time doing notary taxes. We should enter in our data and at least the job and what type of document into these portals. Some of them still have 3 jobs from 2021. And they're going to be like, this is an inexperience. It's because I didn't list all of the jobs. Have I done 100? I don't think so. Have I done 100 signings total? pretty close, like total, but I haven't done any reverse mortgage. I haven't done any loan application or a reverse. I don't think, I definitely haven't done a reverse mortgage application, which I wanted to do this weekend. I don't think I got accepted, so be careful of those ones. What I'm going to suggest to myself is do this stuff for this picture taking company, and then this inspection company, and then get on some of those ones where you keep saying, yes, I'll do that job for this fee, and they say, great. Do you think for sure they don't select me? Because I don't have, either they can't see how many jobs I have, or they don't have that paper. And sometimes I try to click and I see that stuff available, and the other day it says you need to update your information. And it was all the same. The insurance hadn't expired. I was, oh shoot, did something expire? And I think I had to click something so that it's like verify that you looked at it and that it was correct or something. If you move, check your address. Make sure stuff's not going to your old address. I have a P.O. box. I try to do the checks too. Sometimes they'll do the digital checks. Make sure you read your emails. Be careful of scams. The correlation between signing up for different signing companies and being a doctor, signing up for Care First and Aetna, and I don't know if I can sign up for TRICARE. Some of these are opening to doulas, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, Medicaid, different types of Medicaid, certain Plan B or whatever it's called, not Plan, certain extra Medicare programs. So you're signing up, so you're getting so many calls, you're not getting paid enough, or this or that, you're overwhelmed. You're not available full time. For me, I stopped signing up because I'm losing track. Try to have your documents paper handy. I forgot I had an LLC, or not an LLC. I forgot I had an EIN for my loan signing, and I found 2 W-9s, one with my Social Security and one with that. And I was like, oh my gosh, I wanted everything to go to a business account, every payment to be separate to that EIN. People are asking for email address and all this document, or emails sending all these documents. Your NNA background check has your Social Security number on it. I don't like that. Again, watch Griffin Notary. Do the secure messaging encrypted. Try to do that. If they say, hey, we're trying to pick you, it's $150, but it's going to be 4 to 5 minutes away. In a few days from now, this is happening to me. Send us all your documents. Could that be a scammer? They could take that stuff and have some person look like you use that stuff. Oh yeah, I'm scared. Like, they could open up an account in your EIN, or the Social Security number. So be careful. Last thing is, and I want to make a whole video on the scam with a Speedy Notary, or whoever it's called. I'm sorry if your name's Speedy Notary, but it's something along those lines with an Adam, something I think with an L. I need to go back through and figure that out. I need to try to do a bad review. And in fact, let me get you guys the phone number. That's the least I could do. Speaking of, it's time to go. I don't know where my phone is. Isn't that the truth? Alright, to get that up, I can write it as a, and be careful of retaliation. This guy is a scam artist. People did some jobs, and then I'm finding out that the paperwork that was sent, which I still have because I wanted to charge a print fee, I'm going to take a picture. It does not have any title company, no credit card company. I think what he's doing is getting old people to say, hey, you have a debt. And I don't know how, it seems like he's pulling their credit reports. Oh, I'll talk about that. Again, it's Speedy something. It's coming out of Florida, and I was getting a whole bunch of calls from Florida. I think a bunch of people are selling that property. I'm getting a lot of calls from Florida. I mean, there's a lot of interesting, busy notary stuff going on down there, or loan documents. I will get that phone number. I find my phone and try to type it up here. Scammers, be careful of retaliation. Be careful if somebody doesn't like you because the documents are shady and they fuss at you. That person automatically had a check sent for $150. The one that I didn't do the signing because the dates and the names were all funky, it says must be cash within 90 days. I got that check and I so badly need $150. I was broke. My boyfriend had been out of work for 6 weeks in a car accident, thought he was going to get the money from the insurance, found out that the PIP money was exhausted and that he owes thousands of dollars already for the medical care, so he's not going to get that money, and that sucks. But really, I was like, I hope this isn't from that one lady. I hope this isn't from that one lady. And she had a signing service, but be careful that people aren't outsourcing it either. So I had called that client. Let's talk about the scam one. If you have a situation where you feel the paperworks are red flagging all over the place, it's your reputation. You didn't draw up those documents. Oh, you know another thing about these documents? There's a bunch of handwritten. It was like a digital copy, so you print it. It wasn't the original. People had handwritten all this stuff in the margins and like flag stuff. I need a whole video about this. I still have that. I have to shred that stuff and remove it from my computer. But I thought she was going to sue me and give me bad marks. So you got to keep your stuff locked up in a file cabinet. We need a fireproof safe too. That's another story that talk about security, encryption, and paper stuff. Shredders in the kitchen under my office desk. This dude, I'm not sure if it was a 202 number. Anyways, Adam something. He's on Notary Cafe, one of the scams. He was having these documents. Somehow he's getting this information. And he was showing some debts for these people, $5,000, $8,000, and he was saying, and we authorize this company. We are a notary, and we're getting this guy's signature to say that he's authorizing us to withdraw $5,000 from this credit card. And I guess somewhere it says take a picture of the front and back of the credit card, a whole bunch of the utility bill and all this other stuff. It sounds like this guy needs to be put out of business. There's no company name. It says loan department. I just read through it when I found out it was a scam. LD. I thought it was just something that slipped through the cracks, and he never responded. I called the signer and texted him multiple times. They hung up on me. And now I left my name, my number, my job in this city. I feel like calling the signer or texting the signer, say, I'm sorry that I contacted you because I was hired for a job, or I was called about a job, and I do not think that this was legitimate. Like, I'm scared to even say anything. But that, it's a small town, doesn't matter. They could report me and say, hey, this person was trying to scam me. And I'm so glad that they didn't sign the papers. Some people had these papers signed, and they could have been ripping people off thousands of dollars just authorizing cash advance or something from a credit card. And that guy's going to disappear. He's going to have a fake address, or a P.O. box, postal suite address or something. So be careful, because we have insurance. You hope you never need to use it. I'll pay my $70 a month for my insurances and hope I never need to use it. My insurance is $1 million, and aggregate is $1 million. These houses and this stuff around here are worth more than $1 million. I might need to bump it up to $2 million with the aggregate of like $5 million, because they could sue you for pain and suffering or something. People could lose out on. I'm going to look more into this, but say you go like yesterday and you do loan signing and you seal it up real well and you do this and you do that, and it's got to be received in Florida by today so it could be signed. You end up dropping it in a drop box. Go to another signing, go to another job. You don't think anything about it. You took a picture of it. Something happened. You dropped it. It says not picked up, 6:30 pick up tonight. Then it's expressed out. You end up minding your business a week later, I'll say a day later at 5 o'clock. We didn't get the documents. What happened? Did you take pictures? You had anyone say that? Oh, did you take a copy of the documents? No, I didn't. You didn't tell me to take a copy. This is someone's personal business. Anyways, that's a different story. Sometimes I do take pictures of certain things, or the ID, if they don't need it. Sometimes I do, just in case. But you're supposed to delete this stuff after so many days to make sure the transaction went through, in case you have to zip that stuff out and fax it or scan it and upload it. Anyways, different story. Say that the driver didn't pick up. They had a new person. They didn't know to pick up that box. They didn't get the documents. Or say it did get picked up and it got scanned and it disappeared. That's happening. What are they going to do? The person lost the house. they had an interest rate lock until today. This happened to me the other day. Someone said, oh, I need to hire someone that can get these documents back tomorrow. I think that was going to be my first one after I was sick. I was like, no, I'm available tomorrow or Friday or whatever. He's like, well, I need it. It needs back tomorrow. Oh, I have a couple appointments today, but it sounds kind of short, so I could squeeze you in. He's like, well, I have to wait because that person's interest rate ends on Friday, and they need it back ASAP. Like, I was like, I can do it, yeah. So I do that. But it's true. If it's a refi and you have an appointment till 1:30, that might keep over until 1:45, and somebody wants a refi at 2, but they don't even have the documents prepared, and you have another appointment at 3:30, you pretty much have to say no. If it's a seller's package or a deed, even a loan modification, those can take a long time sometimes, but I've been in places for 6 hours, guys. And with that, I'm trying to keep my sanity. Peace, guys. Laundry time.